You planned for the future with someone else, but now that plan's gone. You're newly single, and suddenly retirement feels uncertain or maybe even impossible. If that's how you feel, you're not alone. A 2023 Transamerica study found recently that women's median retirement savings are just 43,000, and that's compared to about 91,000 for men. And for divorced women, it's often a double hit. You lose household income and retirement accounts get split in half. But here's the good news. It's not too late. You can build a realistic retirement plan even if you're starting over at 45, 50, 60, or even 65. And today I'm going to walk you through how. When you're newly single, whether it's through divorce or losing a partner, you're suddenly navigating retirement on your own. That's a big emotional and financial shift. What used to feel like a team effort now feels like you're carrying it all alone. But here's the truth. You can plan differently. You can plan realistically, and you can plan to have retirement with dignity, peace, and purpose. Step one is what I call the retirement reality check. Forget the old "you need $1 million to retire" advice. That's not only outdated, it's unhelpful. Instead, ask yourself this: how much will you need each year in retirement? What are your fixed expenses versus flexible ones? Will you downsize, possibly work part time, relocate? Let me tell you about Lynn. She was 52, newly divorced after 27 years of marriage. She had a modest 401k, half the home equity, and no clear plan. We worked together to downsize her home to something that she could really afford. We maxed out her catch-up contributions to her retirement accounts, and we rebalanced her portfolio. 10 years later, she's on track to retire at 65, and she's already planning the trips she used to only dream about. Once you know what your real retirement numbers are, step two is taking inventory of your assets. Check on any old 401ks or 403bs from past jobs. Look at your traditional or Roth IRA accounts. Also, ask for updated information on any pension benefits and Social Security projections. These will be vital for understanding your future financial well being. You also want to evaluate those brokerage accounts and equity in your home. And here's why that matters. Marjorie's story is another one. At 59, she lost her husband unexpectedly. Along with the grief came the reality of managing everything on her own. She didn't even know if she could take part of his pension income. Once we gathered all her account information and decided to delay her Social Security income, she secured a higher lifetime income and the peace of mind that her health care and long term care costs were going to be covered. Step three: close the gap between what you'll need and what you already have. Yes, seeing that there's a gap can be scary, but that's where strategy comes in. Some of the ways we can do that: maybe we'll do catch up contributions if you're 50 years old or older. We might consider downsizing or even adjusting your retirement age. We might delay Social Security for a bigger monthly check. And we also will look at possibly investing smarter, not with more risk. Another thing that you might consider is adding part time income in the early retirement years. A lot of us don't just retire and sit on the front porch. Let me tell you about Denise. She was 45 years old, divorced, and raising two teenagers. Retirement seemed like a pipe dream to her. By tracking her spending, taking on some consulting work, and putting that extra income into a Roth IRA and her employer's 401k, she was able to close up her gap in just 5 years. Today, she feels in control of her financial future for the first time ever. Yay! Another big piece for single women is healthcare and healthcare insurance and all of the things related to it. You need a plan for Medicare premium payments, out-of-pocket medical expenses, and long-term care costs. Because if you don't have a partner or even adult children to help, you'll need to find a way to fund it yourself. And remember, we women, we live 5 to 7 years longer than men. That means you may need to cover 20 to 30 years of retirement on your own. Now, planning gives you more choices later. That's why we do it now versus kicking the can down the road. What I see far too often is women putting this off because it just feels too overwhelming, too complicated, or too late to even make a difference. But I promise you it's not. Whether you're 45 and rebuilding or 62 and still unsure, you can make a plan that's personalized, actionable, and based on your real numbers, not someone else's. And you don't have to figure this out alone. If you're ready to create a clear, realistic retirement plan as a newly single woman, here's how I can help. Book a free consultation. We'll spend some time mapping out your current situation and defining your goals. Then we can determine if there are any gaps. You're also welcome to join my next retirement workshop. It's held virtually, it's supportive, and it's designed for women just like you. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more clarity and confidence as you plan this next chapter of life. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. It'll help other women like you find the support that they need too. You can retire on your terms. Let's make it happen with a plan that works for you.